Dear friends and colleagues, it's an exciting time for the Adaptation Fund. It's in record demand and growing rapidly. It has gained wide support and momentum for the heart of its work, which is funding groundbreaking, concrete, localized adaptation projects to the most vulnerable communities in developing countries that can also be scaled up or replicated by others. The fund's pioneering direct access modality continues to serve as a model in helping developing countries build their own adaptive capacities. Its nearly 70 concrete projects, progressive environmental and social policies, and innovative climate finance mechanisms are delivering results that benefit people who are most affected by the negative impacts of climate change. It is fitting that we commemorate the 10th anniversary of the Adaptation Fund's launch here in Germany, which is the location of COP23 and is also the fund's top contributor. The fund's board also convenes here twice a year to review new proposals to help even more vulnerable communities adapt to climate change. We'd like to thank the board, the Secretariat, all of the fund's contributors, its nearly 45 implementing partners, and the countries, beneficiaries, stakeholders, and NGOs who collaborate to make the Adaptation Fund such an effective organization. With rising seas, storm intensity, floods and droughts across the globe, the Adaptation Fund is pioneering innovation, action and learning that is needed as much today as ever.
We have witnessed how much suffering this climate change is actually causing on the people. A demand for adaptation is really on high demand. They really pinpoint what's the needs of the vulnerable community. They come up with a very innovative financial method, and they actually demonstrated. One particular model or contribution they made is actually direct access model. It's a very innovative thing and it's a very new thing. I would like to congratulate the Adaptation Fund for its success. It actually leads the way to other funds, including Green Climate Fund.
One of the innovations that we have benefited from through the Adaptation Fund is the whole matter of direct access. We have been able to, as a country, without any intermediary, access the resources of the fund to assist us in addressing the climate change impacts faced by our country.
Los países tenemos la oportunidad de definir iniciativas que se ajusten a las prioridades nacionales de nuestros países.
ديس أمان وغن غادي الطون الله يكثر خيركم تسد إرادة تيت مازير هاو تيت يسي ترفض غير ترفض مجا غنا الومان إرادة يستقر البشر دا راه تقي من ميدن سنفضلوا تروان دوامان دي الدار الله يكثر خيركم ترواد هاد تموت أنت تريد تروال الفيض تستقنا خفتها أدو راح تضيع تدغن تمازير تدغن غادي 3 كيلومتر مشى تياتش عندنا كيلومتر مشي هاو تاين تموترم دغن لك تخيركم الكلي هانت رواد مجا غادي يسنى الومان هادو يمكن لو ديال دي فخت مازير تدغ أدينا الومان أو ديالو نادي فخت مازير تدغ قد زايد نميد نصورنا هذا ربعاني غير ما يستفاد يشتركواد غور نغامي جان أي تسرود أمي ماريغن أزقور كل شيء نانا نصيب نسندا ربعان القصورة.
I think the big opportunity of direct access is country leadership in choosing what is now most relevant for adaptation, but also in building capacities.
What I find extremely special with the Adaptation Fund is its bold yet flexible mechanism that allows institutions like NEMA to play a lead role in identifying and implementing projects. Because inherent in that is the creation of a sustained long-term capacity for nations to deal with their own climate change impacts.
waxaan ka qabanaa ditigaada baan beernaa ariga noocuna baamiyaan beernay kolkii hore xoolo dhaqatada iska ahayn kulbadhan baan u guurayno xoolaha aad caanaha ka maalayna wadana ma ahayn wax kale ma qabanayn ma garan iska fiican yihiin dayba way iskaashadeen way iska fiican yihiin.
The Adaptation Fund has really allowed us to innovate in our funding modalities, referring specifically to the enhanced direct access approach which allows us to receive proposals from communities on how they would build their resilience to climate change. And through this, we've been able to see some concrete action on the ground, and that really addresses local vulnerabilities and builds climate resilience at the community level.
As dit nou hoop ek as ek dit kan terugneem na my gemeen.
Vandag se sessie was vir my interessant omdat dit vandag kon geleer het en gesien het ons sal moet by klimaatsverandering aanpas.
The direct access modality has been emulated by other funds, so then accredited entities from the fund are now eligible for fast-track accreditation to other funds.
We are now in the process of preparing and submitting a proposal to the Green Climate Fund. This will essentially take what we have learned, the lessons and the systems and the tools and the practices that we have applied with great success in the Riona River Basin to full national scale.
By the accreditation in the Adaptation Fund, we enhanced reputation of an organization that is reliable, that has all the materials and policies in place.
Our partnership with the Adaptation Fund has enabled us to access opportunities for additional resources. We are now seeking accreditation with the Green Climate Fund. Of course, one of the things that is being looked at positively is the fact that we have developed a partnership with the Adaptation Fund and have been working together with them.
Tengo una hectárea y con los animalitos que están viendo, y así como lo traíamos agua hace años, que sabíamos traer agua de acá como 1 kilómetro. Y sí, es más, comer los animales no sufren sed. Por ejemplo, hay chancho, tienen la agua para bañarse, para tomar. Y así, o lo mismo para el consumo de la casa, que uno puede mantener la galería, el comedor bien regado. Y antes no se lo podía hacer porque tenía que evitar los viajes de agua.
True to its innovative nature, the Adaptation Fund was ahead of the curve in adopting environmental and social policy in 2013. All our projects and programs promote environmental and social benefits, such as respecting human rights, indigenous people's rights, and vulnerable groups, gender equality, of course, and promoting biodiversity and other principles that enhances adaptation projects.
Oui, bien sûr, avec l'aide de Adaptation Fund, fonction qui est faite dans nos villages, c'est pour que nous ayons un boussé de pain à travers ce projet-là pour aider nous parce que nous sommes trop dans la pauvreté dans nos villages.
Sí, definitivamente el Fondo de Adaptación nos ha ayudado mucho en mejorar nuestros procedimientos, inclusive nuestras políticas ambientales, sociales y de género, ¿no? Porque se han construido también en base a la experiencia. El enfoque de género en realidad está transversalizado en todas las actividades del proyecto y lo que se busca también es que las mujeres no solo participen de las actividades del proyecto, sino también que sean beneficiarias, ¿no? de las intervenciones, justamente para empoderarlas y también hacerlas partícipes de todos digamos, las medidas de adaptación.
Ni byinshi cyane uyu mushinga wagejeje ku bagore by'umwihariko kuko ndahera mbere na mbere kuba ubatangiye kweza bakabona icyo igitunga ingo zabo, icyo nk'abadamu kiradufasha by'umwihariko. Nanone kuba mu gutanga akazi hano haherwa cyane cyane ku bagore, ibyo nabyo biradufasha cyane.
Yo, verdad, y mi familia sentimos un poco de temor de vivir aquí, ¿verdad? Por la causa de los deslizamientos, porque no lo hemos movido, porque lo económico no les ha dado para comprar madera o, ¿verdad? Para hacerla para atrás. En eso de la canalización de las aguas, de la lluvia, esa ha ayudado bastante, ¿verdad? Para que el agua no se penetre, porque esto fue lo que afectó aquí, porque antes caía toda el agua aquí y se penetraba en el terreno, entonces fue que se deslizó todo, ¿verdad?
Focus of Adaptation Fund is going into actions, having concrete adaptation projects on the ground that can become the centers of excellence or best practices, if you want to use that word.
It's quite rewarding to come and meet with the beneficiaries and have them discuss with us about the results they got from these projects, the benefits they got from these projects, how they are having a better understanding of adaptation as a topic, and also how it relates to their day-to-day life, and also how these activities through the projects have helped them improving their livelihoods.
This project here in Costa Rica is a great example of direct access in action. This project was designed by the local communities together with the national implementing entity that achieved accreditation with the Adaptation Fund. It has leveraged investment by the farmers themselves, and it has resulted in innovations that can then be replicated by farmers elsewhere.
Consiste en calidad de vida, en dinero, ¿verdad? Que menos salida de dinero, en mejoras de las fincas, ¿verdad? En mejoras de la familia, los acomodamos mejor en familia para trabajar. Realmente ha sido un beneficio muy grande, ¿verdad?
One of the things that drew me to the Adaptation Fund was that the projects are very localized and they help the most vulnerable communities. What's great this year, with Fiji serving as the COP23 presidency and the focus on small island developing states, it draws even more attention to the Adaptation Fund's focus on serving the most vulnerable people. In fact, we just approved a brand new project in Fiji to enhance urban resilience to climate change and disaster risks, and 2 other SIDS projects, one in Solomon Islands and another in Guinea-Bissau.
No, ganyan chicas mesar kastan ye du majem no astung ban lekip malapis.
აგვე ხმარა იმაში რომ გზას აღარ არეცხავს. აღა გზა დაკეტილი იყო აქ გზა. ეხლა უკვე მოძრაობაა.
Partnership between UNDP and Adaptation Fund was excellent in my view, as we started consultations from very beginnings, when there was this project idea, then project concept idea, and then at the design stage of the project. And every time we were getting very useful feedback actually. So once we reached start of the project, we were quite confident we will be able actually to implement this ambitious project in a proper manner.
Well, the experience here in Rioni Valley, Georgia, it really shows us that potential for scaling up with other resources, and we'll be very happy to hear that the government of Georgia, together with UNDP, is planning to scale this project with additional resources from Green Climate Fund.
The Adaptation Fund has given us, in the 10 years that it's been in existence, an opportunity to learn about what works and what does not work. It has also shown us that countries are very capable of taking control of their own fate and planning and actually implementing actions. And as such, it has provided us a very strong basis for partnership. So moving forward, there will be a need to expedite this kind of actions, because as we do see it, climate change is real, and the urgency to act has never been higher than it is right now.
The ability for the fund to identify at the local level, the bottom-up approach or the top-down approach, is one that allows the local communities at all levels to determine what is the best solution that it needs to be done at their own peculiar circumstances.
The Adaptation Fund is supporting concurrent activities. You can observe on field the physical achievement. For example, we have built a village, and many households are led by widows. So really we focus those vulnerable people, and we see that they are improving through the assistance by the Adaptation Fund.
These readiness seminars, I think they are absolutely invaluable. Like for me, being a first timer, it has been incredibly important, because not only because of the networking and because you get in touch with other people who are like working with the same issues and having the same problems as well, but also to get a better grip of how the Adaptation Fund actually works.
holding seminars and workshops is a really important part of the readiness program because it brings a face to the Adaptation Fund, and it enables staff from the Adaptation Fund to interact directly with national implementing entities, representatives of governments, directly respond to their concerns and needs and any issues they might have regarding the design of concrete adaptation projects and programs, as well as the accessing financing and resources from the Adaptation Fund.
Bueno, la mejor parte de trabajar con el Fondo de Adaptación hasta ahora ha sido aprender de los proyectos que hemos evaluado, cuáles son las fortalezas y cuáles son las debilidades de los proyectos.
Grâce donc au Fonds d'adaptation, on a pu développer certaines de nos procédures, certaines de nos politiques, et il faut dire qu'on est passé à un niveau 1 vers un niveau 3 par exemple, de façon caricaturale. Ça veut dire que l'appui du Fonds d'adaptation est très considérable sur tout ce qui est développement institutionnel.
Knowledge sharing means that we're solving common problems with our own different solutions. The challenges are all the same.
Through these portfolio monitoring missions, we learn good practices as well as challenges that stakeholders at different levels have been facing throughout project implementations.
What we like very much is the open and transparent format the Adaptation Fund has on its webpage. Those projects which were approved in previous years are also accessible, which proved to be of great importance and assistance to us in the process of formulating our own projects.
Once you're engaged with them, you become a family member. It's this one family idea or concept. It's different when you're trying to email or Skype other countries and hear about the experiences. It's better that we come together in one place and one time to really vet out the issues that other countries are having and find commonalities and find solutions together to get forward.
With the South-South cooperation, we do believe that our project could be beneficial for other regional countries, our neighbors. And we do believe that this project could be expanded to serve other countries' neighbors.
I think that the Adaptation Fund's comparative advantage is that we focus on concrete adaptation projects, communities most vulnerable to climate disasters.
I want to make sure that the contributions are all used effectively and efficiently all the time and reach to the most vulnerable communities as soon as possible.
During the first 10 years, the Adaptation Fund has shown that it's efficient, effective and relevant. During the next 10 years, we look forward to gaining a sustainable footing for the Adaptation Fund so that we can continue serving the vulnerable developing countries in their adaptation to climate change.
I like working here because I believe in the Adaptation Fund mission, protecting the environment and helping people.
aad bay u mahadsan yihiin rag waxa noo sameeyay beerta iyo wixii wax noo qabtay aad bay u mahadsan yihiin boqolkiiba boqol bay mahadsan yihiin.
Muchas gracias al fondo que nos ha ayudado, esperando que crecer en un futuro y que se haga más grande el proyecto.
Congratulations of the beneficiaries from the Oasis area. Happy 10th anniversary. Thank you.
მადლობას გიხდით ადაპტაციის უხმარება არის ხო? მადლობელი ვართ ყველა უბნის მაცხოვრებელი და ყველა.
Thanks for the Adaptation Fund to give us this opportunity and happy birthday for your 10th anniversary.
Thank you, Adaptation Fund.
Happy 10th birthday, Adaptation Fund. We are proud of you.
Muchas gracias, Adaptation Fund. You've been great friends and great supportive to us.
Wishing you all the best for the next 10 years.
It has been our pleasure working with you and we look forward to our continued relationship.
Happy anniversary!